Welcome to the 3-minute explainer on argument construction. First, the four main parts of an argument, which is the premise, the main claim, the justification, and the link back. What are you trying to prove? What causes the premise? Add because to your main claim, and finally, explain why you're going to link back. Let's take this to an example. First example is on environmental personhood. The premise is that environmental personhood allows increased protection. This happens because environments have legal standing in the court of law. Having legal standing is necessary because it allows the environment to sue for personal damages. This leads to environmental protection because it incentivizes pollution and allows recourse. This might seem as a very complete argument, and it is. It is one part of it that is able to give some kind of very simple claim. But in order to make more complex arguments, explain the amount of actual change that is going to exist as a result of this policy, explain things like magnitude and significance, you need to have additional layers of analysis, and that's why the question of anything else is so necessary in order to understand the burdens under an argument. There's going to be different amounts of burdens that you're able to take. Some arguments are very simple when they have a very simple claim, main claim justification link structure. Some of them require additional analysis in order to achieve their necessary amount of magnitude. In this example, you might need to explain why specifically the ability to sue is going to be significant. It's going to be a sufficient amount of money, how this is actually going to change corporations' payment structure, etc., etc. Leads us to our second example on affirmative action, where we're going to put this into action. Premise. Affirmative action leads to better conditions for minorities. Affirmative action leads to better conditions for minorities because of improved access to educational opportunities necessary for advancement. These educational opportunities are impactful because they allow workplace participation and economic prosperity. Economic prosperity is necessary to break stereotypes and get better lives for people. This might seem like a complete argument, but there's a very simple flaw. Is that there's an assumption between the fact that you're able to access educational opportunities and the ability that they are necessary for this kind of advancement. The first thing you have to explain is why affirmative action is going to lead to improved access to educational opportunities. You have to provide the analysis on how it's going to manifest, why the good kinds of individuals are going to be selected, why it's able to address for big differences that might exist between conditions based off of money that is available in university applications, for example, SAT scores, AP scores, etc., etc. That's explaining why it leads to better conditions for minorities and is necessary to exist in order to actually allow the main claim and justification to stand. Next, you're going to have to explain specifically why educational opportunities truly do lead to workplace participation and economic prosperity. You might talk about networking and other connections that are created, why this networking is necessary to be able to achieve jobs within the market that is affected by AI, for example. And finally, you need to prove the link between economic prosperity and better lives for people. It's a very simple one, but adding these kinds of specific layers is necessary for stronger argumentation as a whole.